You see, we all been taught this hood way like it's the way we supposed to live. Like we supposed to ignore the rich way and skip to the hood way. Well, fuck the hood way, I want the rich way. The hood way or the rich way. You want the hood way or the rich way. You want the hood way or the rich way. Hood way or the rich way. The hood way noodles, that's cool and all. Rich way got the steaks, I want the steaks and all. Hood way or the rich way. Hey, hood way driving buckets.
The show about to start. Get your water ready. Tighten up.
It's your boy Prezi, Presidential Talent Group is the label. Here we are with another episode of Bar Talk from the Be honest. You missed the frequency, don't you? I know you missed the frequency. Yeah, don't be trying to steal my stuff. Like, I already know some of y'all right now is gonna text your partner, significant other, somebody that's mad at you that y'all ain't even talking or something to be like, you missed my frequency. Ooh, Wickapaliki. Sound good, don't it? Yeah, y'all missed my frequency. Now listen, I know what it seems like. Let me get a little wickily in me, okay? Get your notepad out and get your water ready, okay? Oh, it feels good to be home. Home. Welcome back, listeners. If you followed me for a while, you know I took a short pause. Those couple of weeks I wasn't away from you. I was behind the scenes getting the podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, and all the good platforms. So you can listen wherever you are, whenever you feel like it. And of course, I can get paid in a couple of different ways. You know I got to get that, Alec Kapowski. Today, I'm back stronger than ever, and I'm revamping the show. I'm going to give you 10 life principles like I always do on how you can revamp your show. Okay. Yeah, so, I had to, but so quiet don't always mean that you ain't doing something. We're going to do an episode about silence and how important it is and how it could be a weapon too. Ooh, wiki kapalker. Silence can be used as a weapon. And silence doesn't always mean a bad thing. Just because you don't know what's going on don't mean somebody ain't working. You just can't see nothing. Episode 79. So I was behind the scenes. So, hey, clap it on up. Spotify. We all on Apple Music. Go check us out on any platform a podcast is on. Bar Talk from the crib is there. So, the revamp gonna be, I probably ain't gonna be dropping every day. I may drop every day, but I still may not while I'm gotta catch up on a Spotify and Apple. Close the deal with the big dogs. So that money right. You know what I'm saying? The money right. So what's happening is we was on episode 78 when we left off. This episode 79. So every episode I gotta re-download, and it's terabytes of all this video and all this audio. I gotta download, then re-download it, re-upload. Now listen, I know everything look good, but I'm a one-man army. Okay. So while I'm getting all that data all caught up, I gotta do the behind the scenes of work and do all of this, make sure the paperwork right so that the paperwork right. So that's what it is. So, if you see I ain't dropping every day, that's why. But yeah, so I think on the podcast, we only at episode 7 or something on Spotify and everything, but they're going to be uploaded on a daily basis. Okay. So let's jump right on into this. Okay. Sometimes you got to revamp. Okay. Write this down. 1, clarity before action. Before you move, you want to make sure that clarity in that diamond is real. You know how they be having those clarity before action. Why? Clear intent prevents wasted effort. When you know the outcome you're pursuing, every step you take moves you closer to it. Okay. So I had to shut down for some days, but I did it to make more of that money. And also, because you know me, your boy already got that bag. So everything ain't about the money, but I also could get to way more people because I was doing this for free. And then they start throwing the money at your bag. Money at your bag. Get it? Money at your bag. Ooh, wee. But yeah, so do what you like. Do what you enjoy for free and the money will come. Okay. So I didn't jump into this for the money, but the money followed. Okay. So now I have an opportunity to be somewhere and reach way more people. So I said, okay, let's do it. So clarity before action. Okay. Before I shut down for those days, I knew that I can get to way more people across the nations of the world. Okay. How do you apply that? Define a specific measurable goal for the next 30 days. The important fact there is measurable. Don't look at me and be like, oh, I want a Bentley tomorrow. Start with your Ford Ranger or whatever that's measurable for you. Okay. Write one sentence mission statement for the episode or project you're rebooting. Okay. Just write something simple for the episode. If you remember my first episode, I just turned the camera on and went in naked. Oh, Bukalabi. 3. Okay, list 3 non-negotiables that must be true for you to proceed. Okay, 2, consistency over perfection. Everything ain't gonna be perfect. I still ain't got everything perfect. I could have it perfect tomorrow, but I want y'all to see the imperfection so you can know it ain't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. In those few days that I was going, in those days that I was, do you know how many calls I got? Do you know how many people was like, oh, I'm worried about you, you all right? It showed me the love. And then one thing that I forgot to mention in the beginning was we got 22,000 views closed. I wasn't going for nothing 10, 12 days or something. That's that long. And if you do the math, over 1,000 people per day still visited the shop closed. Oh, wake up, Palapy. When I seen the numbers, I was like, oh, okay. Your boy Kobe's on the way out. Joe's about to put the shoes back on. Okay. Consistency over perfection. Make sure you're consistent at whatever you're doing. Why is that important? Because consistent momentum compounds even progress feels small. Okay. Perfection often paralyzes you at the start. You're trying to be too perfect. So now that you didn't go because your hair wasn't right, now that you didn't do this because this, you're never going to get the job because you never went because you thought you were supposed to be perfect. Well, it's not about being perfect. People ain't getting the job because it's perfect. They got the job because the person liked the perfume or cologne that they had on. You might not get that now, but one day you will. But how do you apply that? Set a realistic posting or work cadence. You see how I'm keeping it, letting you know realistic. Realistic goals, realistic stuff, realistic posting. This is like your podcast, so set realistic stuff. Like how I was like, oh, I'm gonna drop one every day. I gotta be realistic with you. Okay, I can drop every day, but sometimes I may not. You know what I'm saying? That's realistic. You know what I mean? You don't know what gonna happen, you know? Okay, shipping perfect working. Okay. The imperfect. Okay, look, you want to ship the imperfect. It says this is shipping perfect work and iterate after release. Okay, so imperfect is perfect because you're going to learn from your mistakes. So don't worry about just get to it, man. Track a simple metric. Okay, make everything simple, but make sure that watch this. Track a simple metric to stay accountable. That's measurable. That's this. That's everything, so that you know, hey, I can be accountable to this because I know my limits. And you know that you only got 3 inches. Don't be talking no 9-inch. Talk to the girl. Ooh. 3, authenticity trumps trendiness. You see how my wickum, blah blah. It's not trendy. It's not cool or some people or something. It's just authentic. It's just me. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just being myself. Forget being trendiness because skinny jeans was cool for what, a couple months, right? And that trend is gone. So while you trying to be something you're not, that's why every day you're somebody else because trends last a moment. Wow, a moment. Why? Audiences connect with genuine voices. You hear this? Ooh, wake up, Polity. Genuine voices. You over here faking. You're not even yourself. You don't even know your voice when you hear yourself back, okay? Trends fade, but real stories endure. Okay, trends fade. When I was going, we got 20-something thousand views still. They were still viewing the old stuff. They're like, he's gone, I'm gonna Bing watch the old stuff. Okay. Trends fade. You're here today and going tomorrow. Okay. How do you apply? Share your real. Why? For revamping, okay, share your real why for revamping the podcast. Lead with vulnerability, a short personal note at the top of your episode. Feature moments of failure and what you've learned from them. Like me, I'm telling you moments from failure. Like that's what I'm doing right now, telling you when I failed and do this, do that, part of the podcast. So be real with your podcast. Don't make everything seem like everything perfect. Okay. So you might have started, you might have failed. You might be watching this. You ain't dropped nothing on your podcast in 3 years. Time to revamp. 4, systems over smoke and mirrors. There's so many, even friends of mine. And they're online and they're scuba bapping, wapping, wapping, spapping just for a view. They hate themselves inside. It's smoke and mirrors. I could never in history do it. You see how you see me now? If you see me in a grocery store, I'm gonna be just like this. Or probably when you see me with my wife. But it ain't no people be aliens online and then they be Wildebeers in person. I mean, just be a Wildebeer online if that's what you like. Just keep everything across the board. That's all I'm saying. Okay, why? Behind the scenes, systems keep quality predictable and scalable. Okay, so just make a real system and make a system. How do you apply? Create a lightweight production checklist. Okay, pre-interview, prep, recording, editing, show notes, publishing. Me, I ain't got none of that. I kind of camera on. Before I didn't have none of that. Okay, I'm slowly adding what I'm telling you. So let me be honest. Before I was just boom, bow. Now I'll be finding myself researching and stuff. So credible analysis, I gotta look it up, write it up, then put it in a template and then do this. Speaking of templates, use templates for show notes, intros, outros, and social posts. Every time I give you an intro, every time I give you an outro, every time I give 10 principles. So it's easy for me when I'm researching. I'm looking for my 10 principles. John, Gary, Clary, Blairy, Linda, Flair, and the Blender. Why, blah, blah. This is my template. Get your template and use that. Some of y'all template is just simple, goofy, more goofy, and a lot of goofy. You know what I mean? You got to get a better template than that. Schedule time blocks dedicated to the behind the scene tasks. Speaking of behind the scenes, remember I was going because I was doing behind the scene tasks. Schedule them blocks, okay? Audience centric reboot. Why? The best content serves the needs of the curiosities of your listeners. When I was going, it was 20,000 viewers. The curiosity was there. Make sure your listeners are there for you. When you're mumble jumble cumbling and you're being a clown, you don't know. You don't know your audience. Your audience is whatever clown comes out today. And last time I checked, I don't like seeing clowns on the regular. You know what I'm saying? Like last time I seen a clown, I mean the party one, I don't know when, but y'all all the time. How do you apply? Rather a quick poll or a short survey on what listeners want next. Listen, 2025, we got something called analytics. The analytics is telling you what the listeners want next, telling you what's working and what's not working. Audit your most engaging past episode analytics to identify themes. Ooh, they seem to like when you're goofy. That's why you're doing goofy stuff. I guess that's how you looked at it. 6, grow through collaboration. You see how to have platinum producers, a couple friends and all that. You have some collaborations, I talked to Charleston White. We trying to get him. Collaborations help grow everything. Okay, why? Collaborations broaden reach, elevates content, and keeps energy high. You would do wiggle, but your collaborator may not be. Those fans might take a liking to you and show you how not to be a do wiggle. Okay, how do you apply? Invite a guest who complements your topics and brings a fresh perspective. So something that you're talking about, something that you about, invite somebody that's on that same type of page. What do they get out of it? Cross promote with another creator or a podcaster. You cross promote. Let me get on yours. I get on yours. Blah blah blah. Okay, co-create miniseries or a special episode. So, just think of just little things to help you with your podcast. Okay, principles and practice with real life episodes. Okay, 7, the power of small wins. Why? Small frequent wins build momentum and confidence. We're gonna keep saying how the small wins matter. You can't get a big pyramids without the small little blocks to add. Even though those blocks was big, each one, but you get the point. How do you apply? Define micro goals for each week. Celebrate tiny milestones publicly to reinforce progress. You publicly tell us about your relationship. You publicly tell us that you need money. Publicly let us know what's doing good in your life. I'm tired of hearing about the negative. Okay. Use a win journal or shape progress tracker. Your Facebook. That's your tracker. You keep telling us a negative, track with some positive. 8, intentional rest as creative fill. You got to have that intentional rest as creative fill. Behind the scenes, remember I wasn't dropping because I'm resting from this while I'm doing that. That's intentional rest. Okay. Why? Rest isn't laziness. It replenishes creativity, focuses, and energy. Okay. Sometimes you just whack yourself out. And that's when you don't notice. That's why a lot of y'all doing clown shit online and you don't know what's going on. You ever been drunk and too drunk? You really don't know what's going on. When you're too tired, it's worse than being drunk. And that's what's wrong with y'all. You worse than tired. It means you worse with drunk and you incoherent to the BS. Okay? How you want to apply to that? How do you apply it? Schedule regular short breaks during intense weeks. See how I just magically disappeared and y'all kept coming and tuning in. You got 70-something episodes to look at while I was going. And you took advantage of that. Practice a recovery ritual after release. Okay. Now you see how that's it. After release. What you do after? You just go to the gym after that? Do you take off running after that? Do you do round 2 immediately? It's you. You like, hey, give me 15 minutes. Same thing with the podcast. You need to be like, okay, after so many episodes, I'm gonna do this. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Okay, you got to make sure that it works for you. Okay, respect boundaries. If that's what you set for your boundary, don't go over your own boundary. Okay, designate offline hours to prevent burnout. Okay, can't just always be online. That's what's wrong. These guys are streaming and doing this 24 hours and doing this, and you became a character. Don't be a character. Okay. 9, data informed yet courageous. Why? Data guides decisions, but bold moves come from vision. The data is me like, wait a minute. So you mean y'all will give me some money to keep dropping and be on Spotify? You mean y'all will give me money for Apple for my podcast? Hold on. Let me get the data ready. Let me understand this. So wait, my goal wasn't money. My goal was to reach millions of people. So you mean I'll reach more people? Oh, sign me up. Okay, how do you apply? Review, download, trends, listeners, retention, episode, performance quarterly. Test a bold format or topic while keeping core values intact. Pivot when data shows clear patterns, but don't chase every trend. When you see the data, when you see the analytics, you like, oh, they like when it go. So let me throw that up in there and stuff. But I'm not going to become some clown to it. I'm not going to chase the trend like, okay, it's me. When it naturally comes, I'll throw it in there. You know what I'm saying? So you want to look at the data, see what they like. Oh, I'm talking about this. When I talk about money, they like that. Let me introduce money a little bit more because that's what my listeners like. Okay. 10, purpose-driven perseverance. Why? Long-term success is built on purpose that outlasts fatigue and setbacks. When you running from the gate, that dude that's just pacing himself from the gate, most likely is going to run past you after a while. Okay. Pace yourself. How do you apply? Revisit your core revisit your core why for the podcast and your audience. Create a personal mission statement for 6 to 12 months. Use setbacks as learning opportunities, not as a measure of self-worth. Okay. A fresh start is a shared journey. Okay. Thanks for sticking around through the pause and the revamp. Behind the scenes work you didn't see. The behind the scenes work you didn't see was all about delivering a better, more reliable experience. Okay. I'm revamping constantly to be authentic and keep growing together. Okay, hold on. My little computer that messed up on me. Okay, remind me to revamp and make sure that never happen again. Okay, here's a new episodes, deeper conversations in a podcast that reflects not just where we've been, but where we're going. I'm excited to bring more content you can apply in your daily life. Stay tuned, stay curious, and welcome to the next chapter. Look, when I was about to do the episode, I was like, look, there's been some days I'm a little rusty. I was like, ooh. I had to revamp it up. But look, your boy's back, and I was never really gone. You know, I was just doing stuff behind the scenes. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And yeah, look me up on Spotify. Push the thumbs up, 5 stars on Spotify. Follow on Apple, wherever else. Stay tuned for the next episode. Ooh-wee.